Hi my lovies and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be really exciting because I just received the Carli Bybel palette in the mail this morning. I was going to do a different video, the dupes on the Renaissance palette, but that will be coming up shortly. But I just got so excited when I saw this morning and I said I have to do a tutorial and a little bit of a review for you guys. This is the deluxe edition, so it's a new one that came out. I think there's like a shine off it, sorry about that guys. It is the bigger palette, so I have the original here so you can see in comparison how much bigger the deluxe one is. I mean, you can see there's a little bit of a difference. This is the original palette that came out. I think this came out in 2014 maybe. I know I bought it maybe 2014, 2015. I know I bought it as soon as that one came out, and I bought this one straight away when this came out as well. So this was shipped on the 20th of April. Today is the 3rd of May, so it took a little bit of time to get to me, obviously because BH Cosmetics is in the US. So I'm just going to talk about the original palette just really quickly. So in the original palette you get what, 10 eyeshadows and 4 highlights. That's what that looks like. I absolutely loved this palette when I first got it, but I just don't reach for it as much anymore because I just feel like the shadows are not as amazing quality as they possibly could be. I mean, they're BH Cosmetics quality, which is still good, but just not the best. This palette, I can tell you guys, is much better in quality, and that's what it looks like. You get 15 shades in this, so there's 5 extra shades in this and there's new shades in this. I will do a comparison side by side in a moment. You get 6 highlights, so you get 2 big massive ones and then 4 small square ones. It's 1.06 ounce or 30 grams, and in this one you get 1.68 ounces or 47.6 grams, so there's a lot more in this palette than that's in this one. Being honest, the size difference doesn't really bother me that much. So this is what the eyeshadows look like, and I created my look today using it. It's a bit dramatic. I wasn't intending on going this dramatic, but then I put eyelashes on and just got way too much drama going on then. I'm going to review these side by side like I said in a moment, and then I will come back and do my complete roundup of the shadows and explain to you what I like about this palette versus this one. BH Cosmetics is so affordable. This palette was $19.50 and I think it was like €10 maybe, or $10 to ship it to Ireland, so roughly around $29, which would be about €25, which is very good for a palette of this size. I think that it's going to remain that same price for 30 days. Correct me if I am wrong in saying that, but I will write in the description how long it's going to stay at that price. If you liked Carli Bybel's other palette, you will love this. In my opinion, the quality of the eyeshadows are way better. I haven't put my highlight on now, so I'm going to do it on camera for you guys just so we can see what it's like. And I think I'm going to take this kind of peachy shade here and just apply that to the top of my cheekbones. So, oh my god, maybe I should have taken a fan brush. Oh my god, that is so, wow, very pigmented. Okay, I really like that. I'm gonna just pop a bit on this side as well, obviously to match it out. I can't believe how highlighting that is. Like, it's insane. I'm going to do the makeup tutorial now, and then I will come back and talk about what I think of the palette as a whole. Okay, to start off this eyeshadow look, I'm going to prime my eyes using Creme de Rose from the Colour Tattoo range from Maybelline. And I'm just going to blend that in with my finger onto my eyelid. Now I'm going to go in with this cream shade and just set the entire lid. I'm going in with this gorgeous butterscotch color, and I'm going to place this right through my crease using a really fluffy brush, and then I'm going to go in with a deeper brown shade and just kind of deepen up the crease a little bit more. I'm using a really fluffy brush on that just so that it's really blown out and smoky. Next, I'm going in with this medium mauve shade. I'm going to place this in the inner and outer corner of my eye and blend it to my heart's content. I'm kind of winging it out on the corner as well, just to create more of like a winged shape to my eye, just kind of making my eyes look a little bit more elongated. And then I'm going to add a little bit more depth to this with that deep dark plum shade and just place that in the inner and outer corner, but leaving it a little bit more below the mauve that I originally put there. Then for the star of the show, I'm going to place this gorgeous duochrome peachy shade in the center portion of my eye, and then I'm going to highlight the inner tear duct with this cream shade and placing it underneath my brow bone as well. This is a more shimmery shade, but I use an awful lot of mattes on the lid, so it's okay. And then for the lower lash line, I'm just going to place that plummy shade on the outer and inner corner of my eye, and then I'm going to place that peachy shade in the center before adding some mascara. Now I'm going to move on to my review of the palette for you guys. Okay guys, so I thought I'd do just kind of this little bit of a talk over, just showing you the palette here, because it's very hard to see it when I'm showing it in a video. It comes in this like quilted pattern, very similar to the original, but it has rose gold on it where the original has silver, and I'll show you that in a minute. So it comes in this sleeve and you pull it out. There you have your palette, same gorgeous pattern, same rose gold as the outer sleeve. It just gives you information about how many colors are in it, highlights, all of that jazz, and then da 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 da, that's what it looks like on the inside. So obviously I've used this already, but it did come with this plastic sheet that just goes over the palette itself. It was very well packaged with bubble wrap around it in a nice secure box as well when it arrived to me. I know an awful lot of people are going to ask about customs. I did not get customs with this palette. It says aspire to inspire, and it has quite a large mirror. I actually really like that mirror. This is a little bit more up close of the eyeshadows. When Carly showed the palette on her channel and I first saw this color, I thought it was a pink, but it's actually very rosy, and you will see it more when I swatch this entire palette. But it is a gorgeous shade. It's like a duochrome, kind of reminds me of rose pigment from MAC. These are the highlight shades. So we've got your kind of more goldy shades, and then more of the creamy pinky champagne colors. I am so impressed with the fact that her highlighting colors are suitable for an awful lot of skin tones. So that is the palette as a whole. Just comparing them side by side, this is the original Carli Bybel palette and this is the deluxe edition. I'm going to show you all the shades in both, so you can determine if you already have this palette, do you actually need this one. There's only a few repeat shadows. I think this palette is totally worth it, and also the formula has been changed in my opinion compared to the original. The formula in this is much better. I also think that the quality and blendability of the shadows is way better than the original palette. Just want to show these palettes side by side. So the shadows that are in this palette and also in this palette will be circled so you guys can distinguish from them. I'm going to swatch all these shades for you guys so you can kind of have a little bit more of an idea of what we're dealing with here. So looking at the shades in this palette, you definitely kind of have a theme going on. So we've got the more pinky, warmer tones on the top. We've got the more cool purple mauve shades in the middle, and more neutral and cool tones on the bottom. The swatches I'm showing you right now are swatches of the first row of shadows. I'm going to discuss the pigmentation of them and how they performed. So the first shadow I want to talk about is this peach matte transition shade. This is a really nice shade, and it swatched quite well. The next shade beside it was a little bit patchy, a little bit powdery to swatch, but once you kind of swatched it twice, it built up to a nice intensity. It is duochromed, shifting from peach to pink. Third shade is a matte shade, and I use this as my transition, and this swatched really nice in the tutorial and on the back of my hand. Final two shades are the best reason to buy this palette in my opinion. They're absolutely stunning. So we've got this kind of rosy shade that kind of has a gold iridescence going through it, very similar like I said to MAC's rose pigment. And the final shade is definitely a peachy pinky shade again. They are very different but both beautiful. Second row of shadows naturally is going to be my favorite row because you know how much I love my mauve and purple shades. So this is what we're working with here. The first shade is very poor in my opinion. This looks like it'd be a lovely creamy highlighting shade in the palette, but the swatch doesn't translate that. It actually is a little bit glittery and chunky for my liking. Definitely not my favorite shade in the palette. The next one we have here is like this dusky mauve shade. I think this is amazing for a transition, especially if you're going for like a purple eye or a mauve colored eye. This is perfect. The shade beside it is just a deeper tone, keeping with the same mauve theme, and it's also matte. Fourth shade is more of a mauve shimmer shade. This is really unusual, absolutely gorgeous, and I have nothing like it in my collection. And then the final shade was actually a favorite shade of mine from the original palette. It is
the deep dark plum shade, and you can just see them there all together. They look so stunning. The only one that disappoints me, like I said, is that first shadow. These shadows are not on a base, and I'm not using Fix Plus or anything like that, so I'd say it might perform a little bit better if I try some different techniques with it. Okay, so now we're on to the third row. First shade we've got here is just a cream matte. Beside that, we've got a straight up gold shade. This was in the last palette, but the formula has been improved. It is a much better formula in my opinion. Now, the shadow beside it is a matte shadow, and it's a medium toned neutral brown. This was really difficult to work with. This was probably the most difficult matte shade in the palette. It is a lovely shade, but it was just a bit tricky to get any pigmentation out of. Then we've got the gorgeous bronze shade. The shade is very creamy and buttery and super pigmented. And then on the end there, we've got that cool toned matte brown shade, which is great for an alternative maybe to black, or if you wanted to deepen up a smoky eye or something like that. I think this is a perfect complement to the palette. Finally, we're going to move on to the highlights. Aren't they just fabulous? On the left hand side, those two shades are the big pans, and they are just incredibly pigmented. This light champagne shade and this gold shade beside it are like liquid metal highlighters. They're incredible, absolutely stunning. Then we've got this kind of white shade, which I think would be perfect for lighter skin tones, and the shade beside it again would be perfect for lighter skin tones too. That kind of has like a purple iridescence off it. Those two highlights may be a bit ashy on deeper skin tones, but they can definitely be used as a highlight for under the brow bone or in the inner tear duct of the eye. Then the last two shades on the end are definitely most suitable for medium to deep skin tones. The gold for medium tan skin tones, and then that straight up bronze would look absolutely stunning on deep skin tones. It is a gorgeous colour. For me personally, I would use this as an eyeshadow. I think it'll be amazing. I think all of these are going to be amazing as eyeshadows because the pigmentation is just fabulous. These were really formulated very well.
To be honest guys, I would highly recommend this for the price. It is just ridiculous. I think when it's gone off the promotion price, like of £19.50, it's only going to be €24. I mean, that's seriously not going to break the bank. €24 for 15 eyeshadows. You're getting so many brand new shades. These two shades up here are like my favorite. I'm wearing this one today, as you would have seen from the tutorial, just in the center of my lid. This palette, in my opinion, is definitely a little bit more superior to the last shadows. I've tried so many of their palettes over the years, and I think that this is one of the best formulated ones that they've ever come out with. I am obsessed with this. I think it's really handy to bring traveling. Obviously, it's not like ideal in size, but it is quite thin and it has everything you need. And for me, the shadows in this are definitely ones that I would reach for on a daily basis. And you have three different themes, in my opinion, going on with it. Like, you've the warm tones, the cool tones, and then you've got like neutrals. You've got like something for everybody in this palette, and then the highlights are suitable for everybody. So going from light skin tones to medium and then to deep skin tones. So guys, that is my full thoughts on the Carli Bybel palette. I give it a huge thumbs up. I think it is amazing, and I highly recommend it to you guys who want to try it out. It is definitely one of the best palettes, like I said, from BH Cosmetics that I've tried in a long time, because of the pigmentation, the quality, the blendability. I'm going to obviously continue to use it more and more and try more looks with it. If you want to see another tutorial with this, just let me know in the comment section down below. If you did enjoy this video and you like these kind of reviews, then please give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget, if you want to continue watching my videos, I upload 3 times a week, then don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below. Thank you so much guys for watching, and I will talk to you all in my next video. Mwah! Bye!